Amy Aravantinos, owner of Body by Blondi. Thank you for being here. Welcome to today's recovery and release mobility routine. You are going to need a foam roller. This is a dense roller, 36-inch, and we will use that for all of the routines today. Okay, so get started on your mat. We're gonna use our foam roller. Start with the bum back. We're gonna sink down into a kneeling position with the arms extended on our roller. Think about coming into a child's pose position. So we're really anchoring that hip back in towards the heels as the palms are pressing down into the roller, and I'm actively reaching through my fingertips. You're gonna start to feel that beautiful activation and stretch into the shoulders. Keep reaching, keep the stretch active. Amazing. Now let's start to walk the hands over to the right. I'm gonna place my left hand on top, and now we're gonna feel a nice deep release on the left side of the back. Couple breaths here, enjoy that stretch. Good, and now walk the hands over to the left. We'll take the right hand on top, and we'll feel that stretch down the right side of our back. Again, a couple deep breaths here. Perfect. All right, now bring the hands back to center. Holding this position, we're gonna start by lifting that right arm just a couple inches off the roller. Press the palm down into the roller. Left hand comes up and reach and lower down. Lifting right arm again and lower down. Lifting left and lower and lifting right and lower. Very good. And left. Let's do one more each side. Right side arm lift and left side lift. Very good. All right, let's start to bring that roller underneath our shoulders, coming into a tabletop position. So we have our knees stacked underneath our hips. And from here, I want you to think about a cat-cow. So we're going to come into that scary cat when we exhale, rounding out the back. And then as we inhale, we're gonna come into our cow position where the head and tailbone come up. So really pushing into that roller, helping to open up through the chest, arching that back. Very good. All right, and release it as we draw navel into the spine and head and tailbone come under. Let's try that again. Big inhale, fill up those lungs in the cow position with the head and tailbone coming up. And big exhale. Let it go, rounding out the back. Let's do one more. Big inhale. Your head and tailbone coming up. Fill up the lungs. Good. And exhale. Releasing that position. Very nice. All right, move the roller forward a little bit. And I want you to bring your forehead to the mat. And we're gonna extend the legs out straight so that is supporting our head off the floor. And you should feel like your neck is in a nice neutral position. And I want you to take your arms down to the floor in a W formation. And we're gonna just keep the toes uncurled. Now, we're gonna lift the arms up here, squeeze the shoulder blades together, hold that position, and lower down, touching the mat. Lift up here, hold and squeeze those shoulder blades together, and lower down gently. Good, let's continue with that. Up and lift, and lower down. Good. Up and lift, and lower, and up and lift, and lower, and up and lift, and lower. Good. 4 more reps. Here we go for 4, and down, and 3, and lower, and 2, and lower. Very good. And 1, and lower down. Beautiful work. Okay, we're gonna move the roller all the way down onto our shins. So below the knee and above the ankle is the range of motion that we're working with. Place the hands directly underneath the shoulder, and I want you to move that roller slowly up and down the shin of the leg. So curl in, we're using our abdominals here as well, but we are going for the release of the shins. Very good. Roll in and out, and in and out. Few more. Let's go. Roll in and back for 2. 2 more. Good. Last one. And back. Good job. Okay. We'll move the roller up. We're gonna get our quads now. So now the roller will be positioned above the knee and below the hip. You're gonna need to come into a forearm plank position, and you're gonna manipulate the body forward and back, really targeting the quads. Now, test it out. Go to the higher up on the thigh. How does that feel for you? Okay, you wanna find those sweet spots. If you find areas that are really tight, that's your body's way of telling you, hey, you need more of this. Okay, so find those areas and just keep breathing, close your eyes, and work through those tender areas. I'm finding some spots up here that are a bit tight, so I'm just gonna spend some time working them out. Tight on both sides, so good. Okay, so now if you feel ready, let's go a little lower on the thigh. Now you might be closer to the area above the knee. Also pay attention to those sweet spots, right? Where is it coming up for you? We need to release the fascia. This is where our emotions are stored in the body. So making sure that we, show our body some love in this way is really important, so it doesn't fester in our bodies. Good. All right, now I'm gonna challenge you to turn onto the outer part of one of your thighs into the IT band area. This is typically the most painful for most people, so give yourself some grace here. And we're just gonna work through some of those areas. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So just angling the body so you're getting in that lateral line. Again, often the most painful for most. Good. All right, very nice. So before we flip onto our back, I want to also release the area into the lats and the serratus underneath the armpit. Okay, this can be sometimes, again, quite painful. Rest on the roller on your side, okay? If you want to start off first with just lifting the hip and keeping this elbow down, you can do that. If you've never done this before, it might be excruciating. Okay, and then working through that area. If you're more advanced, you can welcome to keep the elbow off the floor and then manipulate that. So there's way more pressure, your own body weight into the roller, so it's obviously harder, okay? So pick where you're at here, depends on how tight you are today. And let's work through that area. Keep the arm bent, the arm that you're working. Yeah, perfect, and just getting in there. All right, good stuff. Okay, let's switch. We'll get the other side. You gotta make it even. Okay, so setting up here. One side might be more sensitive than the other. Good. Nice work. Okay, good. Very nice. All right, now let's use the roller on our back. I'm just gonna rotate my body here. So place the roller, we're gonna work the mid to upper back, And I want you to make sure your feet are on the floor. We're gonna use our feet to push the hip off the floor. And if you have a ponytail like I do, you can just hold it up in towards the head. Now we're gonna roll again from mid-back to our upper back. You might hear a few cracks. This is completely normal. And pay attention to how tight this might feel for you. Good. Excellent, good. Okay, I wanna do a hold next. So let's position the foam roller at the base of your shoulder blades. We're gonna keep the hip down this time. And what I wanna do is intentionally create extension through the body. So as I arch over the roller, I want your rib cage to expand. You're gonna allow your head to fall back and your arms. Can you get your arms to touch the floor? See how much I'm arched through the back? We want that extension here. I'm encouraging it, and really allow that rib cage to expand as much as you can. If this feels okay for you, you're welcome to try to move the roller down and then continue into that extension. Again, making it just a bit more of that arch and expansion through the rib cage here. Good. Yeah, and then we can try moving it one more time. I'm gonna move up a little bit higher. And again, let that head come back here. Keep the hip down. Close your eyes, zone out, breathe. Awesome. And release. Good. All right, let's move the roller a little bit further down. We're gonna hit up the glutes next. So I want you to sit down on your foam roller. We're gonna start by crossing the right leg over the left knee. Now we're gonna place the hand behind us for support. Lean into the right glute. Okay, so we're gonna isolate one side at a time here. I like to create, I'm going up and down, but I'm also creating this slight circular pattern here, so I can try to target those sweet spots. So you might hit it more in the upper glute area or the outer, find those areas, or lower. Okay, it's unique for everyone. So just listen to your body and give it the love that it needs right now. Okay, now we'll switch. I'm gonna cross left over right, and I'm gonna target the left glute. Again, find those sweet spots. We're actively looking for them. Don't avoid them. That's why you decided to be here today with me. You'll feel so much better. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. All right, now we can move down. We're gonna hit up the calves. So what I want you to do is actually sit in front of your foam roller, extend the roller down so it's right on the calf. So again, we can start at the upper area and work our way down. It'll feel a little different for everyone. So let's start here with a hip lift. You're gonna get a little bit of an arm workout with this one. And then we'll move that roller on our calves up and down. You can even do a little side to side action here, right on that meaty part of the calves. Good. Yep, perfect. Okay, so now what you can do is go down a little bit lower, more around the Achilles area, the soleus, and we're gonna work through that. Again, I'm going a little side to side action and up and down. See, for me, the lower area is a little bit tighter. So spending some time there, working it out. Yeah, good. Okay, amazing. Very nice. All right, hopefully you feel a little looser and longer through the spine and through the entire body. If this is really painful for you, I encourage you to do this at least 3 times a week. We spend so much time training, but it's also really important to spend time on recovery and slowing down, okay? You'll get much better results in terms of strength training when you are loosening up your body, releasing those emotions. Your strength gains will come a lot quicker, okay? So thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to this video and to my channel, and I will see you soon.